But now they have all those theaters like the iPix where you can order a meal.
Oh, I think it's so stupid.
What is stupid about
Because
it?
it's like, go 90 minutes without eating. No one else has this.
Such a P.
So who are you
Diddy
writing?
move. Such a P. Diddy move.
It was very P. Diddy of him. Yeah,
So
like I
P.
got to
Diddy.
see him be...
Where is he?
What's the minimum amount of time sex can be to still be good?
Well, I would never judge it on time.
What, you hear that, guys?
Not today,
So something I've been waiting to tell you since Christmas.
Oh my God.
Christmas, like 7 months or some
God.
shit. I know. So we were, it's not that big of a deal, but so we did Christmas at your place and you made lasagna.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Thank you.
But while I was eating the lasagna, I was taking the bread that you make. You make that bread, it's so fucking good, and putting butter on it, and then like wiping all the sauce in the pan. Like we were standing in the kitchen, I was just like wiping the pan with it. I was eating it, and this is gonna blow your mind, I think, because your favorite food is pizza.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like bread and butter with sauce better than pizza. How do you feel about that?
I don't hate it
Okay.
because my sourdough bread is really good.
Right, it's your bread. That's why it's okay. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like sourdough bread with the good tasting sourdough bread with butter is up there with a slice of pizza. I
Yeah,
get it.
and
then dip it in some sauce.
And you get those
That's a
little
move.
pieces of meat from your lasagna.
And you had a little cheese. There's for sure cheese in there. So it's pizza-ish.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very, very similar to pizza.
I was sitting there on Christmas going, this is better than pizza. And I
Wow.
can't wait to tell Jamie this 7 months from now.
I'm so happy you told me this because
Yeah.
I've been really insecure about my lasagna.
It was really good. Oh
Good.
my God. You're the hell that your kids put you through when you cook for them. That's probably when I see you at your saddest. Is when you cook for your kids and they're like, this
They're
is shit.
so rude
and you
to
were
me.
like, you were cooking for like 2 hours.
They're
I watched
so
you
rude
like
to me.
going all over the kid. The craziest shit ever was, so your husband was away with your oldest son at a baseball
Mm-hmm.
tournament. And I was hanging out with you and your youngest son, and you were cooking for hours. Chili. And then finally, like right before they get home, you're like, oh, they're gonna be home in 10 minutes. And you got out a fucking blender.
A hand blender.
And you poured the chili into the blender and you were blending it. And I was like, what are you doing? And you were like, well, the last time I made this for Bo, he said he didn't like seeing the beans and the onions.
Yes.
So I'm gonna blend it. And I'm going to put it on. And I was like, oh my God. Like, you're just such a good mom. And then you're like, you see him come home and you're like, hey, sweetie, how are you? And
I
you're
was
so
so
nice to him.
excited.
And you're like, you tell me about your this and that. And you're like, it's dinner time. And you sit down at the table. And first of all, in the kitchen, your husband's like, what is this? Like, but you
Where's he
sit
get it
down,
from?
you sit down at the dinner table and you put that in front of your youngest son. And he goes, this looks like diarrhea.
It did.
And I felt it did.
It did look like diarrhea.
But I felt so bad for you. And you were like, no, I chopped it up on purpose because you said, and it instantly starts the like,
oh God.
the beef starts. They give you a
Yes.
hard
They
time.
do. They love to. They love to give me a hard time.
Talking about pizza versus like, bread and butter, a segment that I want to do on this show is going to be called Versus, where I just say two things
Okay.
and we, like chocolate versus vanilla.
Got it.
And when I
Vanilla.
was thinking about that, vanilla?
Yeah. If it's like
I never
ice
knew that
cream
about-
or cake or vanilla.
What weird friends we are that like I knew about your loud farts, but I don't know that you prefer vanilla over chocolate.
If I had a vanilla cake in front of me or a chocolate cake, you don't know that I would pick vanilla?
no,
Really?
no clue. But even more
I mean,
so,
I love chocolate, like chocolate bars, pieces of chocolate.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yes.
Yeah.
But ew, no chocolate cake. Bleh.
Really?
No.
I see. If it was like a dessert and it was like, we're bringing dessert out to Jamie, what should we bring, chocolate or vanilla? I would instantly be like, chocolate.
Wow. Are we even
All right,
friends?
Nadav, cancel the cake. Yeah. This is
Well,
awkward.
I'll eat it. If it's the only cake here, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
I just would have preferred vanilla.
So here's one that I love, which
Okay.
is seeing a movie at home versus seeing a movie in a theater.
Theater.
Really?
Yes, because I
I'm
will
eating
pay.
chocolate at home.
I will pay attention more if I'm in a theater.
Okay, right, because
If
you have
I'm
kids.
home, I'll pick up my phone. I'll get up to go to the bathroom. if I'm in a theater, I won't pick up my phone because that's rude and people will see the light of it, all that kind of stuff. And there's just no distractions. There's no like, oh yeah, I had to do this, or yeah, you're like, I feel like I am like held prisoner at my seat at a movie. So I will watch a movie I'm a much better audience at a theater than I am at home.
You know, I went to I forget if it was like Men in Black 2 or like Bad Boys 2. I went to some premiere like in New York, and P. Diddy was sitting like 4 rows in front of me, and it was at a time where...
Is that his name right now, or did it change?
I don't know. You're always P. Diddy. I don't know like what year this was, but no one had like BlackBerry looking things or like iPhone looking things where like the screen would light up. He was the only person who like had this at the time where it was like, oh shit, like everyone had like a little Nokia, but he was sitting there throughout the entire movie.
He had a SkyTel, I bet.
Or like a 2-way. He had something that I was like, this is crazy that he has that. But he's doing it the whole movie.
Rude.
And like it's lighting up the thing. And also it's like, no one else has this.
Such a P.
So who
Diddy
are you
move.
writing?
Such a P. Diddy move.
It was very P. Diddy of him. Yeah,
So
like I
P.
got
Diddy.
to see him be...
Where is he?
It's like when Nadav messes something up for us. It's like, oh, you're so Nadav. You know, that was him being like, you're so Diddy right now.
You're so Diddy.
Yeah.
Where's
P.
he
Diddy?
been?
I don't know. Sometimes you see him like courtside at sporting events.
Oh, you do? Okay. He's
at
okay.
basketball games.
Okay.
He's all right. I think we would have heard if something happened to P. Diddy.
I don't know. You never know. He's kind of radio silence lately.
Yeah, that's probably good for him.
Yeah. Maybe, he worked hard for a long time. I'm glad. Maybe he's just with his kids.
What do my twins ask when... Or what does he say? What do I say when my twins ask why I don't marry their mom? Damn. He says that in one of his songs. What about when my twins ask why I don't marry their mom? Damn. Like it hits him right there.
It's a good answer.
When he's recording.
It's honest.
Yeah. It hits him right there. He's like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, because they were probably too young to understand that at the time.
I'm too young to understand. I still don't understand.
He's in the booth. He's like, damn, that's going to be a tough converation.
Right.
You know?
Wow.
But
deep.
I'm sure you loved her.
Diddy's deep.
Diddy. Yeah. That's what the D stands for.
Yeah.
So another thing I want to do is like a segment called What's Your Order?
Okay.
I name a place, you tell me what's your order.
Okay.
It's like we were just talking about movie theater. When you go up to the concession stand, what's your order?
Popcorn.
Obviously.
Coke.
Do you try and do it small so you don't eat a lot, or are you like, give me the biggest one, I'll
just a
fuck
small,
around?
because that's all I want. A Coke. And then if they have like Heath Bites, that's like what I would prefer.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'll get Nestle Crunch Bites. And then I'm
Very
hoping
good.
that whoever I'm with is getting some sort of gummy. Because I don't want to order 2 candies and popcorn and soda. So if somebody like happens to be next to me and like order some like gummy bears, that would be awesome. That's like usually what I'll suggest. I'm like, you should get gummy bears.
Oh,
so I can have
wow.
some.
Manipulative.
Yeah, it's very.
Wow. I never, okay.
Yeah.
But
now,
when it comes to
they
candy.
have all those But now they have all those theaters like the iPix where you can order a meal.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I went to one
What
of
do
those
you mean
once
you
and I
don't
was like, this is
understand
so
it? It's
stupid.
Incredible.
Oh, I think it's so stupid.
What is stupid about
Because
it?
it's like, go 90 minutes without eating.
No, what do you mean? You can go
I
to a
hate it.
normal hour. I can go to a 7:30 movie as opposed to having to go to dinner at 7 and then a movie at 9, which 90% chance I'm going to fall asleep during it because it's past my bedtime. So if I can go to a movie at 7:30 and eat a meal that's like halfway decent with a waiter service.
No. So yeah, first of all, when you have
You're
a waiter
crazy.
walking in while you're trying to watch a movie,
Doesn't bother me
insane.
at all.
But also, it's like I only eat once a day, and I get so into it. Like I don't watch TV when I eat. I don't do.
yes.
I am so focused on like this is my only time to eat during the day, and I enjoy it so much that if like,
Well, you also eat for an hour.
at least. And the other problem I have is like I'm a little OCD when it comes to movies.
little?
Where like, well, when it comes to movies,
Oh.
where like if I'm watching a movie and I miss something, I like hyper focus on it, and I have to go back. That like 10 seconds back button on the remote is like my best friend.
Oh,
I'm
see, oh my
always-
God. So you would probably be like Cutter, where like if I happen to look at my phone while him and I are watching something, or if I seemingly distracted
pauses
for he'll
it?
pause it and just look at me,
Yeah, way to go.
and I'm
Cut.
like, press play, dude. I'm fine. Like it's not messing up like your attention. I got it.
But see,
I can
here's-
multitask. I'm a woman.
So I have a friend who's constantly on his phone, and whenever we go out to dinners, he's always on his phone, and like 5 people are like talking, having a good time, and then the punchline hits, and like everyone's laughing, and then he's like, "What?" He's like,
That's
what
annoying.
happened?
That's
And then you have
annoying.
to retell the story that you were just, and I fucking, because then everyone else is sitting there like waiting for you to hear this story.
That's annoying.
That then,
See,
and
that's
that's
where
what happens in a
I'm-
movie sometimes. Sometimes you're watching a movie with somebody and they go, wait, why is that guy in the car with that guy? And you're like, well, when you're looking at your fucking phone, they made the
but
Cutter's
see,
outside going, yeah.
Yeah, but see, I don't ask for anyone to explain anything. I'll figure it out.
But
like
Cutter-
I never bother him, and I'm like, wait, can you tell me what happened?
But Cutter loves you so much, he wants you to have the full experience.
No, it has nothing to do with how much
Yes,
he loves me.
he
It's
wants
just
you
like
to-
he has to like. It's just his tick. It just bothers him.
Yeah.
But here's what he does that I won't do. If I'm at a dinner table with a bunch of people, my phone stays in my bag because you are more important to me. Or my phone will go here upside down. So if it rings, I'll check if it's my babysitter or whatever. If not, I'm fully present with you. He's on his phone a lot.
See, I've gone to dinner with just Cutter, no phone. We're hanging. Oh, sorry,
Wow.
Cut. No, I mean he was on his phone the whole time. He's
What's
buy,
that?
sell, or he's a stock. He's doing stocks.
Because
and-
because you're talking about betting with him and interesting things. He has nothing interesting to talk with me about. We're
I think
together
he's talking
all
to you
the
all
time.
day. Yeah, he's
like,
talking to you all day.
This bitch.
Yeah, dinner's
Yeah.
the time for him to send some emails.
That's right.
You know?
Exactly.
So my thing, movie theater, large
Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
popcorn. Oh, sorry for what? Large popcorn, and I get M&Ms, and then you put
Pour
the
'em in.
M&Ms in the popcorn, and they melt. It's a top 3 snack of all time.
Very
to me.
messy.
But
Would
it's-
you do that today still?
Did you do that today?
Would you do that today?
No, I wouldn't do that anymore. I don't really eat
Do you
M&Ms.
bring your own
I'm not-
snacks to the movies?
No, I like to watch movies at
just want-
home. I don't even like.
But tell me, could you go to a movie theater and just not eat and drink water the entire time, like in a movie theater with
Oh,
all the
100%.
smells, everything?
Yeah, that's
How
what I
do.
do.
You do it.
That's what I do now.
God, you have the will of what's the analogy of somebody who has a strong will? I don't know. You've got a strong will, man.
But people think that
I
I have a
could
strong
never.
will, but the thing is like, no, I just don't like making myself feel like shit. Where like if I'm in the movie theater and I'm eating popcorn and M&Ms and this, like
You
yeah,
sound
I'm,
like a nutritionist.
I'm happy for a little bit, but then the whole next day I'm miserable. Like I'm just like, oh, I don't
Maybe
feel
I'm
my
just so
stomach
used
is.
to being miserable.
That's the thing.
Feeling miserable.
Yeah, because there's definitely things that. Oh no. I think it's like your stomach gets used to shit. Also, like you're
Yes.
used to always eating bad. Where like
Yes.
if you went a month where you only ate clean stuff, and like I had a friend who placed a bet. Shout out Nadav, who placed a bet, and it was a year long, no sugar, no bread, no alcohol, no nothing, and he like put a lot of money on it. So he was like, oh, this will actually make me stop doing
Yeah.
these things because he wanted to. And at the end, his first day back, he was like, oh, I'm going to have like some chocolate, like a little bit of like dark chocolate or whatever. And he got fully sick. Like he was like, man, he's like, my head hurts, my stomach hurts. It's like when you clean yourself out of all that shit, it's the same way like if somebody's always getting 3 hours of sleep and they get 3 hours of sleep, they're fine. But if somebody's
Right.
always sleeping 9 hours and you get 3 hours, it ruins your whole shit.
I have that when I went to India earlier this year, and I
Nut job.
I completely disconnected from my phone. I checked in morning and night.
Like Cutter
with-
at dinner with me.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe he could have told me what it was like. Where in the morning and at night just to check in with my family. But like there was no Instagram, there were no emails, there was no apps, there was nothing. And when I got back, like I had more responsibilities. I had to check my phone, but like I found myself like feeling really bothered by looking at my phone. Like my head would hurt if I looked at Instagram. I would like scroll like I would do this like 2 times and be like, this bothers
Yeah.
me. I mean, now I'm back to my old ways, but like for a while it was shocking how like you could feel the effect it had on your brain when
100%.
and it was 11 days of no phone. That's all it took.
Yeah, I notice my brain changes when like I just start talking to a new girl because I'm on my phone all the time, but I'm also like excited when she texts. You know what I mean? So you're like, oh, like you're like, and the text goes off, and you're like,
the
oh my,
best.
yeah.
New love is
Oh,
the
you and Cutter
best.
still have that. Stop it.
If I get excited when he texts me,
Every time.
I'm like, oh God, what
yeah,
now?
it's like, oh, Jack wants this, Bo wants that. You
Yeah,
guys are just,
no.
that's,
No, actually, Cutter stays flirty on texts.
oh, hell yeah,
And he gets
dude.
mad when I just like heart them or like them. He gets so mad. But he wrote me something like, I was literally sitting with my kids where Bo now, because he can read.
And he's like, how's that pussy?
I mean, no, but kind of. But like, Bo was with me and he reads over my shoulder all the time now, Bo.
Oh, that's not good.
So I have to be careful. And Cutter wrote me something sort of flirty, whatever. And I just like, I'm with the kid, so I just hearted it. He got pissed at me. That was my reaction. He's like, that's it, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, because he was creative. It had emojis and whatever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Little eggplant emojis?
Nope. Nope, not an eggplant.
Can you share?
He got even more creative.
Can you share the emoji?
He can share. He can speak for himself when we bring him on here one day.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he got upset with me that I just liked it.
So then how did you then...
Well, then later I'm like, babe, we're the kids. What do you want me to do? But he's just more that guy than me. I'm more of like in the moment, yes, but I'm not like a sexter. So
how does sex change when you have kids? Does it become something like you have to plan more? Like what is it just?
No, you're just tired.
You know what
I get touched out.
That's what I was just going to say. So you explained, because forever, like, you know, I would hear guys complaining about, oh, my wife doesn't want to have sex with me anymore. And I always just thought like, oh yeah, she doesn't love you anymore. Or she doesn't want to touch you anymore. Like she doesn't want to be with you, whatever. And I remember you told me a long time ago, you were like, from the time I wake up, I have my kids touching me, tugging at me. Mommy, I want this and I want that, and touching and touching and touching. And you're like, then when 7 o'clock rolls around and I finally get them to bed and I'm like, oh, I'm done. And then Cutter's like, hey, babe, what do you want? You're like, I just don't want to be touched like that. And like that, I'll never forget when you told me that, because it was the first time where like I understood.
Yeah.
You know, I was
it's
like,
nothing
oh,
personal. It's not that I
right.
don't want it. It's not that I don't want him. It's just
Poor guy's never going to touch you again. He's sitting outside
he knows I love him.
Everyone's walking by him, shooting him looks. He's like, oh, poor guy out there.
But it just, you just need your space back. I have no personal space. I mean, like my kids will talk to me and just step on my feet. Like he's just talking in front of me, stepping on my feet, pulling on my leg. Like it's just how they are. They're little monkeys. So yes, by the time an evening rolls around, I don't want anyone to touch me. I don't want anyone to talk to me, quite honestly, for like 45 minutes. I just need a little bit of space. So I think that's what happens after you have kids. But then, you know, there's like vacation time, you know, like there's a reason why like vacation sex is a thing.
Well, I'm not, obviously, like I don't have kids and I don't understand, but I can tell you that I've dated somebody for a while before. And even when don't have kids, like the vacation thing is like it's a different thing, you know, like you're like, oh, I'm gonna show up, like,
you just have no responsibility. You detach yourself from things,
and
so
also
you're present.
You're always like, there's always a lot of skin showing. You're just always one layer away from banging.
That's right.
Like, you know what I mean? You're not like,
someone can make the bed later for you.
Yeah, you come back from the pool and the bed's just made and you're like, okay,
nothing like it.
Yeah,
love it.
Hell yeah. So do any of you guys in the booth wear Apple Watches?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Do you... Go ahead. Yes? No?
I do.
There was one.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. Do you wear it during sex?
No.
Nadav does.
I did at first, and then I was asked to take it off.
Wow. Yeah. You are being so Nadav right now.
Take it off?
Yeah, because you know, she would see that it was vibrating too, and she's like, "Hey, could you fucking move that?"
Oh, you were getting like text messages and things.
Don't tell me you looked at it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
He told me he did.
He's like, maybe it's Tom. Maybe it's Tom. I have to look.
Look, when it vibrates, you're just like, "Oh my god, my wrist is exploding. What? I got to see what this is." And they're like, "Oh, okay, someone on Instagram saying something."
That's foul.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, so now I take it off.
So how many times did you think you, oh, by the way.
That's crazy, dude.
You're wearing getting texts. Oh my God. Because have you ever get a text from like your mom?
You know, that didn't happen while having sex with the Apple Watch. But I realized how I was honestly just moments away from disaster and imprinting on me in a terrible way.
Yeah, that's horrible. You don't wear ever an Apple Watch.
I don't have one.
I do the same. But would you wear it? Would you want one?
You know, I did have it when my kids were very little, because
always with the kids.
I know. So boring.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's my life.
I know.
When my kids were little, because if I would purposely I was going through this phase where I was trying to put my phone down and be very present with them all the time.
Yeah.
Because when I was like stay at home momming it like hardcore for a while. I mean, I'd taken a break from acting. So it was like a year and a half, 2 years where I was like just at home with my kids going crazy. And So I was on my phone all the time. So I was trying to detach from it. So I got an Apple Watch so that I could see, is it worth it for me? Who's calling? Should I go get it or not? I was like purposely leaving my phone in another room. So that's why I got the Apple Watch, to sort of judge whether my phone was worth my attention or not. Does that make sense?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nadav, did you ever see like spikes in your heart rate and you were like, oh shit, that's when I was having sex
that's what
last
I
night?
thought you were going with the question.
Oh. I mean, I never really looked at the heart rate like the next day, like just looking at my graphs.
Like
or whatever.
calories burned?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're like, what was this? And you were like, oh shit. Because it'd be funny if Nadav's was like a 2-minute spike. You know what I mean? You know, like you see fucking, and he's got that 3-hour spike going
You could
on.
actually time it for yours. You could actually get a time code for it.
100%. So
Yeah.
again, your husband is right outside. If you had to say as a woman for you, what are you laughing at?
I feel like I must not know what the question you're about to ask.
If you had to say as a woman for you, what is the perfect length that sex would be? How long?
See, I can't answer that question because I think it really varies on
Yeah.
like situations.
Okay, so okay, what's the minimum amount of time, this is for Nadav, what's the minimum amount of time sex can be to still be good?
What?
I would never judge it on time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What,
Yeah.
you hear that, guys? What a sweet, you just became
Well,
the...
I'm married a lot. I'm with Cutters and I've been together over 12 years. So, you know, we've done it all. We've experienced it all. So, I don't judge things in the moment because I know the fluctuation of our sex life.
Okay,
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, since we're on sex, we'll stay on the
Okay,
topic. I know you
okay.
love it. So we're gonna have this cup that has random questions in it, which
Right.
is they don't really have a real answer. But I also like to sometimes I find myself wanting to Google something and I go, it's so much more fun to talk to Jamie about it than like actually Googling it and finding out the
It's
answer.
just like making me uncomfortable.
No. The first one is not at all. The
Okay.
first one was, how fast do you think a plane goes on land, on the wheels, before it takes off?
Oh.
Because that's what I was thinking about this the other day and I was like,
200 miles an hour?
okay, so yeah, my guess was like probably around the same. Like I was like, I think I landed kind of on like 200 miles an hour. Nadav, can you Google this and see
Yeah.
what the answer is? What do you guys think?
I was gonna say 300.
3, but see, the problem that I thought with 300 is like that's faster than like any race car, right?
I mean,
Well, yeah,
fucking
it's a
plane.
plane.
It's got
It's
a
going
jet
in the
on
sky.
it. It's got a jet engine.
Yeah, I know, but it's like on the land. I'm like, on just those little wheels, 300 miles an hour, that big thing. I'm like, I don't know.
They're good wheels.
I just feel like the runway is so long, so to
Yes.
go like to the end of that as fast as we do, it feels like it's got to be like 300, 200, 300.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 to 3.
Probably depends on the size of the plane too.
Yeah, it's
That too.
Very true. Yeah, I think commercial planes. Do you have an answer, Nadav?
Yeah.
What do we got?
Between 149 to 177 miles per hour.
Slow.
Yeah, well, we were kind of.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a decent answer. Sometimes
Yeah.
our answers are so ridiculous. To
Yeah.
think. So the other one, this might make you a little uncomfortable, but I don't think so. What do you think the record is for a gangbang?
This is terrible.
No. I'm just, but I thought about it the other day, and I was like, oh, I wonder
I don't
what.
even understand what this question is.
So you know what a gangbang is when a girl does a porn and we're talking about in
Yes,
porn.
yes, I
so
know what a
in
gangbang
porn,
is.
a girl is banging like 10 dudes at once. And then sometime like 15 years ago, girls started being like, I want the record for most gangbang because that gets you like as a porn star a certain notoriety. So I was like, wow, because I remember back in my day, there was a woman named Houston. She did the Houston 500, and she did 500 dudes. And I was like, this is like 15 years ago. I wonder what the record is now. So what do you think? What do you think it is?
that literally happened, 500?
Yes. Shout
And
out to
now-
Houston.
I can pull up the video if you'd like to see it.
No.
All right.
I think
Thank
we're
you.
good.
Five-
Carter, that was Nadav, by the way.
550?
550. Okay, so there was this one I actually did Google because I wanted to have the answer for you. There was a woman named Lisa Sparks who did 919 men,
In a row.
and she held the record until Sabrina Johnson came in and went right to 2,000.
That's impossible. Like, that's literally physically
Well, it's on
impossible.
video. You and Cutter could watch it
This
tonight.
makes me
Don't go looking
so
at your phone when
uncomfortable.
you're watching it now.
I'm not.
You got to pay attention. We need a count. We're going to have you sit there with,
There's
you know, those things.
absolutely not a chance in the world that I'm going to be watching that at all.
Sorry, Cut. Yeah.
At all. Yes. You can be your mandate. Not
yeah.
for me.
Oh, no, that's
Awkward.
all right. Yeah. But even like, as a guy who does watch porn, that would never be the fucking porno. Like, ever. Like I would
First of all,
never.
how long would that be?
So disgusting. I don't even know. That is a crazy amount of time. It has to be 10 hours. Like could you imagine being? You know whose brain has to be so fucked up? The guy who had to like edit that porn.
All of it. Anyone there is scarred for life is not okay.
Right, like guy like 1900.
Yeah, nobody's okay after that.
It's just editing that would be so sad. At least the guy who was like waiting to fuck got to fuck. You know what I mean? Like the guy who's just sitting there editing that video, 2,000 women, and trying to decide like, oh, what should I leave in and leave out? Like oh man. You see, this is why this is here for you. Whenever you want to change topics, Jamie, there you go. You reach in and you try and read my handwriting.
Okay, here we go. You take a date to a concert or a pro sporting event. Should
we just let her go?
Hey, back.
Okay. You take
have backstage passes waiting for you.
Yes.
When you get there, there is only one pass. What do you do?
Yes. So this happened on a sports podcast I listened to. This guy took a girl. He used his like clout to get passes to go see a game.
Okay.
They went to see the game, and right when he got to where you pick up, like they were in the game already.
Yeah.
But then when it was time to go, like to the sidelines, they found out they only had one sideline pass.
Okay, if he is like a diehard fan of this band or this team, go. I'm fine. I don't need to do it. For sure.
But then how long do you expect him to go and come back to meet you in the seats? Like if it's a football game and let's say he goes down there, how long do you expect before you're like, hey, you should...
Half a quarter.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Get a couple of pictures.
Yeah.
And what if it's like a band?
A couple of songs. Oh, well, band would be after the show.
Right. Yeah, band is... Okay, so what if it's after the show? You just...
I would probably go and then he can go.
No,
like
you
I
only
would
have
go
one
somewhere
pass.
else. Meaning like I'd leave the venue.
Oh, yeah, but see, if you're a guy, you can't accept that because then you're an asshole. If the woman's like, I'm going to go...
Most guys, I will say, that I've been with, like, would not have left me.
No.
You know what I mean?
You can't.
I
You
could
can't
think
do
of
it.
one boyfriend, though, that, like, he was such a diehard fan
I know
of
who
things.
you're talking about.
Like, he was, like, very fanatical about very, like, sports teams
I
and
know.
bands.
Like minor
he
league
would have
sports
been,
teams.
yes.
I know.
He would have been like, I'm gonna go for a little while. Like,
Right. And
I'll
that's
see
why
you at
you're
home.
not with him anymore.
That's right.
Yeah, see?
That's right.
Where if I could... Here's how I base it is like, who is this woman to me? If it's somebody who like we're dating and I don't really care and I'm super into what it is, like I'll be like, hey, sorry, babe. Like,
Really?
You know what I mean? But if it's a girl who I'm in love with, I'm never
Like,
I'm
Cutter,
never
I
leaving.
promise, would not go
No
for
way.
a minute without me.
No way.
And that's not necessarily something I love about him. That's just like who he is. Like, it's so sweet, but because I would be okay. But
Right.
it's just who he is. Like, he just could never leave me. Like, it would, like, there's nothing I can imagine that he would leave me for. Famous last words.
How sweet is that?
I know, he's a good guy.
You want to do a Who Knows Less About Sopranos
do it.
to wrap up the
Yes.
show? My favorite segment.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nadav. Are you ready this time?
We gotta
'cause,
give the
look,
people
on
what
the
they
last
want.
one,
Do you have the answers?
I was so surprised that you were like, because you're like, I've never seen an episode of, like fucking Noah Tannenbaum or whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
It was like, okay, for someone that says they don't know anything about Sopranos, that's very interesting. And then
Well,
I asked,
Because I was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I was living it for 10 years, but I didn't go home and watch the show when it was done. But I was in all the scenes. So like I was in scenes with that guy,
Right.
but I never watched him on TV.
which was an interesting thing, for me to start cluing into the trivia stuff. So here's the next trivia question in which
Okay.
neither of you were in this scene.
Okay.
And it might seem very simple, but let's see how this goes. We'll see if this changes from here on out.
Oh, and here, Jamie, so you want to I only
write
have
it
one
down?
thing. Yeah, we should write it down.
Just give me your pen when you're done.
So that, okay, yeah.
All right. So where and why did Big Puss get whacked in season 2?
Okay.
And then I have a bonus point. Who did it?
We have the same answer. We have both same answer. Go ahead, show it, Yame.
What was it?
On a boat, he was a rat.
Yep. Bonus points. Do you guys know who killed him?
Hold on.
Yeah.
We both have the same answer.
Damn. All right. I need to start making
Hold
these
on.
way harder.
Oh, wait. Guess what? Rob has... Oh, no, wait. I don't know. She said Tony Silvio Poli. I said Tony.
Yep. Jamie is correct. So Rob gets 1 point. Jamie gets 2 points. Let's just split the difference and say Jamie gets 1 point.
Okay.
Okay. See, I think we should we possibly separate that into 3 points, that question?
Oh, for where and why?
Where was it?
I also have
How-
bad handwriting, by the
Sure.
way.
Oh my
All
God,
right,
Jamie, you
so-
can't even read my handwriting.
So
It's so
Rob
bad.
has 2 points and Jamie has 3 points. Let's split the difference and Jamie gets 1 point.
Okay.
What? You're such a
Like,
strange
the
point
winner-
system.
the
Like,
win-
give
the
Rob
winner-
his points.
the
Like,
winner
why are
takes
you
the
taking
point.
them away?
This is what he does. This is what he does.
I'm beating him
He
by
takes
one. Is that what
and
you
he
do? Like, if
takes.
you're like watching the Yankees and the Red Sox,
Look.
you're like, well, the Yankees are winning 10-9, so let's just say they're winning 1-0. Like, you don't do that.
I just played cornhole over the weekend, and that was the rules for cornhole.
That's
it's
so
a cornhole
strange.
game.
That's
Cornhole rules.
stupid.
Yeah. See, I know 6 months from now, the answer to the F, Marry, Kill, you will still be killing that man. I know it for a fact.
That was weird.
Yeah. You're
That was
fucking...
So
Very
Jamie
weird.
gets
By the
1
way,
point
you-
and Rob gets 0.
Speaking of your point system,
That's crazy, dude.
Very weird.
a little crazy, pal.
Yeah, just as crazy as eating in a theater, I guess, right?
No, that's just something I don't enjoy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that about wraps up episode 2
Look
of
at
Not
us.
Today, pal.
Wow, that one flew by.
Yeah, well, the first one was kind of presenting things and how things are
Of
gonna go, and
course.
not, but now we'll get in a groove. Things are gonna,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
yeah. All right, well, thanks. That's an episode.